Right, we're back for the first and only time today. Certainly did not stream any other times today. So I don't forget here. This on both very often, so I don't really know where to go with me. Yeah, thank you again. Thank you for the heads up. I really appreciate that. Just because I had it on record the meeting. One more here, and then we're, let's see. Okay. And here we go. Delete. Oh, this is like comments. Why are we on comments? What? No. The video. Yes. Yeah. Delete it. And be undone. Isn't that difficult to believe, but okay. Okay, we try again. I will pop this. Let me close the other one first, otherwise I don't know which is what. Okay. Now we're there, we have the microphone, and we don't have any other audio. So that's good. Thank you very much again for the heads up on that. Let me... Back. How's it going, Johnny and DJ Devin? Good afternoon to both of you. Yep, I have coffeed up with the half the cold brew thing. Okay, so as I definitely did not mention in any other streams that did not take place today, I'm getting back around to displayio update changes. Started this a little while back when it first became possible to use root group, but we decided back then to wait until later on, and later on is now, so we're getting back to it. We do want to change this, so it looks like I did this only in the display text. It looks like I just did this in one file as like a do it in one spot and get comments about it. What we want to do is go back to this spot and change it to be how we want, which is the new way only without the comment for the old way. And then do we want to keep the comment or not, I guess is a good question. I don't know that that part of it got discussed. I think we just go, here we go, actually, showing old version. Consensus was no, just change show to root group. Okay, yeah, so we'll go, let's go no comment. We just changed that over to root group. So we'll change this first, and then I also was quickly doing some very aided regex work a minute ago before I started up the stream to figure out how to magically regex up a list of all the places we need to change. Welcome to now. We can go back to then. Thanks for the community bundle. Yeah, for sure. JP wanted to use that in a helper in a learn guide project. Awesome. Yeah, that's really cool. Got home from 2 weeks vacation, feel hammered. Somebody on my flight got me sick. That sucks. Yeah, planes are no good. I was wearing a mask too. Have a horrible toothache. Can't concentrate on anything. That sucks. Hopefully you get that worked out. Okay. Whoops. This on top, but I will actually throw it here so I can see if we drop the connection on OBS side. So I have, actually, should we just go back to that branch? I mean, I think we should just start a new branch at this point because that one's all out of date, and we want to get the latest from main, and we want to be updating new stuff that might have gotten committed after this branch was made. And like, yes, I could go merge main back to it, but then we'll have more commits, and if this happened to change in the meantime, we'll have merges. And while I don't necessarily think it's that likely, I also don't want to do it that way when we can also just start a new branch, because I'm already updated, already on main. Can just go git checkout new branch of, we can say, I can't use displayio API update because I do already have that, or have it somewhere, GitHub at least, I guess. Struggling with advanced C++, getting C-style callbacks to call methods of a class instance. Syntax makes my head hurts. Yeah. Got no C++ experience in me. Yeah, so we will go check out from, so we want to give it a name. We can't use the same exact name. But I can choose a name that kind of means the same thing. Check out from, we want fruit main, no tracking on that. We got our new branch. So first we want to change I'll start with the one I did here, even though this is a new branch, which means we'll make a new PR and everything, but that's fine. It was displayio text, which, just to make sure that our magic regex worked, should be in this list. Displayio text code, yep, there. And if we cat it in the terminal like this has done already, they're linkified, but they are in order, or it was not in that list. This one has only desktop. But I just searched this file. This is an old version of this. Oops. Oh, because it's in CircuitPython displayio, which I missed the first time. Okay, that makes sense. Display text code right here. So these are linkable now, and I can click. Indeed, right here is where we edited it in this one. We'll keep show the group, I guess. It's actually not a. Is it a group, or is it actually a text? It's a label. We shouldn't call it a group, which I had done in the modified one. Many browsers open. Shouldn't do that. I mean, technically label extends group, so it is a group, but we shouldn't call it a group in this code where it's like a label here, because it's unclear to people who don't know inheritance. We'll keep it with, I think we just keep it with show it, and we go root group equals. And that's all we really need on that one. And we are, there's probably some way that I could like automate this somehow, but I don't think I trust it enough to really do. So my plan, unfortunately, is to click through and just do these. It's not that much to change in each one. I imagine at some point we can get a good, like, if I copy this chunk, then I should only have to like edit a few characters or whatever. because this thing makes them clickable, I can hopefully navigate relatively fast. I probably won't do all of these in one sitting, so I don't think we're going to get finished. There's about like 200 or something. 170. So I probably won't just do all of that in one sitting, since I gotta like change stuff by hand. Root group show is gonna break everything prior. Good opportunity to break out a bunch of other stuff for 9.0. Yeah. Well, everything prior to like 8.00, which is what I had put in this original comment here. Root group, like the ability to use it, actually entered CircuitPython a long time ago. I mean, you know, kind of relatively speaking, at the beginning of 8.0. And then only just now with like what will become 9.0, once it actually has a name, that is when it's been removed. So there was like a gap of a full major version where you could use the new way, but the old way still existed, and now the old way is finally going away. And it does break a lot. Yeah, it does. I mean, there's 270 here that it does break. The other thing I'm going to do is keep a list of, as we do these, we're going to go look at the Learn Guide itself, because it could be possible that there's code that's not in the repo that is in the Learn Guide. Like, oftentimes the Learn Guides have a page like code walkthrough, where it explains the code. And oftentimes those walkthroughs have actual just code, like kind of not embedded in the page, but just written in the page, as opposed to embedded through GitHub. So like this right here, this is embedded in GitHub. You can tell because it has this download here, and also because at the very bottom, it has this view on GitHub. But like this right here, this code right here, it does have download, but the difference is it says download file instead of download project bundle. This one says download project bundle. But the GitHub at the bottom, this is what I look for most of the time. So this means that this code is embedded on GitHub. If we modify this code inside GitHub, then this page, this Learn Guide page, that will be updated automatically, because that is pulling out of GitHub. This code here, though, does not have GitHub down here. This is just regular old text on the page. So if there was any of this text on the page code, in fact, like this one right here, that uses the old API, display.show, we will need to edit this separately from the code inside the repo, because this is not inside the repo. So we have only two instances on the page. One of them is the one that is in the repo, and one of them is the one that is not in the repo. I think what I'm going to do is keep a text file that lists all the ones that need changed inside of Learn. And then I'll go back and do those separately in kind of one separate list. So that way we're like modifying repo code and checking Learn now, building our list, and then later on we'll go through our Learn list. I really need this one open. I want to get some of these closed. So we have pretty much these two is what we're working with. We're going to go into... Well, this changed itself to CodePy since I no longer have other CodePys, 4x4 mini, so we want to change I probably don't have that pasted anymore. Yeah, no, definitely not. Try to maybe put this little impromptu extra paste bin here. Never used it at any point. X old habits, yeah. I've been using show for a while too, honestly. I should have switched before I did. Didn't know project bundles were pulled from GitHub. Yep. Nice way to do it. Seems like pulling everything from GitHub for learn guides is better in the future. This means you could trawl through every learn guide for discrepancies. Yeah, unfortunately, it does mean we look through them. Not all of them have that page, and not all of them will include that exact portion of the code on that page, but yeah, unfortunately, it does mean we just look for them. It would be kind of cool if, I don't know how practical it is, if it could be made like easy to do by a person who's not necessarily super techy, then it could work. But it'd be cool if in Learn you could embed chunks from GitHub. So like, because that's effectively like, this is just different copies of the code, right? Like this is the same as this. It's just copied into this other text down here, and then there's prose alongside it or whatever, right? Like explanation saying what it is, what it's for, what these values mean, all this stuff about it, right? English that tells you what it, what it's for. And that's basically the same with all this stuff. This is just a different chunk of the code with the explanation of it here. So one thing that might be cool is if we could have a clean interface that would let you, instead of creating this as a text box, it would let you like click a start line and click an end line inside of the embedded GitHub file. So like it would show you this file, you'd say, I want to select, this chunk, it starts here, it ends here, boom, put it down here as a new, object on the Learn Guide page, a kind of like different style of embedded GitHub. Then everything would be linked all the way back to the code. We could just edit the code and that would be it. But that's not entirely true, because if we edit the code in a way that changes the line numbers, like in this case, we're not adding or removing line numbers, so it wouldn't matter. But if we were adding or removing line numbers, then we are still back in the same problem where you got to go back to the Learn Guide and change the stuff there too. It's just the things that get broken are not the exact same. Instead of having old API code, what you end up with is wrong line numbers, and so like stuff gets shifted, which is actually pretty bad. So maybe this is not the best idea. I don't think there's any other shows in this. Okay. All right. At some point I will probably be yapping a little bit less and get going quicker, but for now I'm kind of like walking through this just so. I think I still have it. I do still have it pasted now. Okay, so we can do that. That's pretty quick for each one. I assume there's just one per. And in fact, actually, even if there was multiple per, they will show up. Each one will show up in this list. So I can just click the next link. I don't actually need to do this. I don't actually need to do this search step. I do need to check Learn Guide though. AHT20, we want to check on Learn. Copy that. We plug it into here. OLED. Shoot. I will say this does get you sometimes, is these names, they don't have to match up exactly, so sometimes it's not super easy to figure out what Learn Guide is using this code. I wonder if you can like, can you search Learn by GitHub links? Like if I plug a GitHub link into the search box, will it find me the guide that uses it? Boy, that would actually be really, really handy. I mean, like this text is used in the guide. Does it count for the search? Come on, buddy. No results. Either no or this one is just not used, which is another thing that could happen. There could be code in here that's not actually specifically in learn. Let's do this one, though, because we know this one is used. We just looked at this page. Let's copy that. Plug that in here. Ooh, that's super helpful. Sweet. Okay. That is actually really, really, really helpful. Honestly, we could probably API-ify this, right? Like, this is just a GET request. We could probably make this to where I could have a Python script that spits out a list that is links to pages that need to be updated. Well, to guides that need to be updated, at least. Maybe not pages. That'd be a little harder. Okay, so yeah, it seems like this one's not used. Which is, oops, which is nice because we don't have to update that. So we don't need to add that to our other list. So we move on to the next one here. I surely don't have this thing. And I don't need to search, so I'm just going to save. And what I am going to do, though, this is feather TFT S2 TFT simple. So is that, so are there multiple projects under this? Let's use our newfound powers here, actually. I will say one problem for this is the other half. Like if once we get to the bottom half, we can't use this page anymore. Feather ESP TFT. So this is feather. Hold on, what? Adafruit. So it's, but why is, okay, because it's a little d. And then F, feather, and then TFT. There it is. Okay. And so then inside of here, we have a couple of different things. So GitHub stars is the first one. So we go to code, we grab this, and then we plug that in learn. I should move this. I just moved the wrong one, didn't I? No. Okay, I was like, where's my learn guide link then? Okay, so that is under the main product guide, and there are just a couple of different things. Couple of different things here. So like TFT basics, TFT GitHub stars. I think that matches up. We have, well, we don't have basics, but I guess it's one of these. Maybe Hello World probably is basics. This does call show, so, oh, but that's embedded, so we're good there. We should look, this one we should search. Okay, so that's embedded. We do have 2 more matches. That is also embedded. That is also embedded. So it looks like all 3 instances on this page are embedded. So once we change it in GitHub, we should be good. So this one is done. This one's really nice, actually. This one is done so that all of these things are separate files inside learn, which then get embedded. So it's kind of like we get the benefit of that sort of auto updating. And since it's a full file, we don't have to worry about the line numbers getting weird on us like I was describing before. Okay, so GitHub stars changed. Hello World we're going to change. Whoops. And there was no other instances of show on this page. That is inside code that's embedded. That's the only match on this page. Okay. A lot of these are probably not using the display, or I mean, they're probably just doing print. Basics, I mean, that would be the only one you'd think that would say, if there was going to be one where it would talk about the show method outside of code, this would be it. I would think. We don't know that, so I think we're good there. So I think we do not need to add this one to our list to come back to. I think this will all update. This is all embedded, so we'll actually just work. It updates. And there's no displayio stuff here. We just have EFT. What is the other? So we did, that's probably basics, GitHub stars. One match embedded. Bitmap display? What's that one called? Was that back on here? But there was one hello world and then there was one simple text. Hello world. Simple bitmap is this one, okay. And then what's our fourth one? It's simple sensor, which is down here, okay, nice. Those are all embedded, so yep, those match all four of those. Everything's embedded. Don't need to do anything there. bow.tty code. Try to keep these things under control while I'm going here. So covered up the chats accidentally. Got my, let's see, can update a lot of them. Secrets to settings. That's true, yeah. I think I'll save, like I don't want to do too much at once just because I want it to be easier to review. But that is also a thing that could be done in a similar fashion to this. Yeah, my call back to work looks like this. Oof. Mine's my Discord is scrunched. I don't know if that's probably making it a bit worse, but yeah, it looks very gnarly. Nonetheless. Asterisks are crazy to me, and the button front left click. Nice, okay. Void scope. Ask ChatGPT to break it down for me and explain, so I'm not sure what it does or why it works. Void is a classic pointer to nothing. I gotcha. Okay, we're here. We grab our root group. Slap that one in there. This is the bow.tty GUI. I don't know, bow dot? I don't know how to, if that's, I'm probably not pronouncing it right, but maybe it's bow dot? I don't actually know what that means or what it is. One thing that is kind of fun about doing this is just going through all these guides and getting a chance to find them. Okay, it's a font thing. I think I remember watching some of JP's like workshop when he was working on this. Or something similar. Yeah, well, I don't know if it was the Clue was the one I was watching, though. It was something else where it was an old phone, though. I do remember that. This is not a phone exactly, though. It's TTY. So he's got the Clue hooked up to send TTY through there. Okay. I don't know where the name came from, though. It doesn't actually have that name listed here. Bo.tty. GUI. We would probably be in the GUI if we were going to have anything here. It does have show. But that is embedded, so I think should be good there. This is basically just a screenshot and then the embedded code. Okay, yeah, we're good there. Let's check if there's anything, maybe fundamentals. I would think that's going to be more about the More about the protocol. This one, show nothing. Assembler, I would not think. This is to sound like hardware. Nothing there, okay. Code. We'll check the last two. I would think GUI would be the one where it would show up if it was gonna, but... Cool. Okay, so, yeah, we don't need to do that one. Everything was embedded, so that's another one where we're good with just the code change here. Buckaroo Plant Care is up next. Thing I do wish is I could double click to like copy this without having to this fine-grained mouse control action here. Guess I could be using our newfound power. Plant Care bot. Yeah, actually, let's do it by the links. That way we make sure we're going to the right place, definitely. So this was Buckaroo Plant Care. And I think I can actually just copy this, maybe? Oh, it is this one. Okay, Chauncey. Nice. Thing looks very cute. So we got show, but it is embedded. So that's the only match. We are good to go on this one. Assemble is going to be hardware stuff. And the next one, build, that's going to also be like putting it together, I think. Hardware, more so physical. Yeah. Nothing to do with code. Certainly not display IO code. So we're good to go there. That's another one we don't need to add. Altimeter. Interesting. Clue altimeter. One. Yeah, I should click, that way we don't have to wait on this page to load each time. Ooh. Embedded. And just 101, so we should be good there. I think any of the rest of these are code. It's like theory about measuring and all these things. Q. Oops. I have 8 matches here, actually. This one is embedded. First one is embedded, but I assume we'll have some that aren't if we have 8 matches. Either that or I guess there could be just multiple shows in the code. There are 3 shows in the code, so those are all embedded. We do have, here we go, so we'll change, we'll definitely need this. So let's add, this was Clue Barbecue we want to put in our list here. Oops. We should Yeah, okay, I was gonna say we should have more instances of this, which we do, so let's fix all of them. Okay. Keep these closed. Play Morse code. This one. Oops. Oh, I didn't click enough. Oh, I did. Whatever happened to middle click allowing you to scroll faster? Like you could middle click to get that little upsy downsy thing. That thing doesn't exist anymore. My computer, I guess maybe it exists perfectly fine somewhere else. Code. That, which is 1 of 1 match, and that is embedded. Yep, okay, we're good there. This roller. Oop. Alt L. That's on 2 hands. Didn't even work anyway. Isn't that the under? Maybe you don't need the alt. If I just press L. Okay, you don't need the alt. Interesting. Okay, so right click L. If I mapped one of these mouse buttons, I have no idea how to do that though. Okay, that one is not embedded. Does not have embed there, so we're definitely gonna need to fix that. That one is embedded, so 1 of each, but that means we do need to do this one. So dice roller, clue dice roller, we definitely want on our go back to list. So this, you know, it's not a bad ratio, honestly, right? We've got 3 out of probably the first 10 or so projects. You know, it'll probably ebb and flow at different points throughout this, but egg drop. Got some egg drop soup going here. Oops. It's not the music. There we go. Okay, egg drop. Let's go back to here. I wish I had less tabs open. I'm not very good at regex. I had to use this regexer.com, which is super cool. I should say hug report, I guess, or regexer.com. I use this. There's another one of these sites, too, that's different than this one, but it's the same concept, which I also use. I apparently don't know the name. I thought it was just the first one in the search results, but this one actually is one of the 2 I've seen. But it's nice. It lets you put some like sample text here and then tweak your your regex expression up here, and then it will highlight the parts that match. My dark mode is kind of butchering the highlight, but beyond that, it's kind of a super useful tool. And then it's also got on this thing a cheat sheet plus a bunch of other stuff, but cheat sheet is what I use most because I don't actually know regex. So I was able to use this to find instances of show that have something getting passed to it, because importantly, like NeoPixel API, for instance, or .star API, they also have a .show function, but nothing gets passed to it. So this regex allowed me to find the displayio .shows more likely than the NeoPixel .shows, .star .shows. So I wanted to close all of those so that we could have nice big tabs like this. And so I'm going to be clicking through them. I wish I had a shortcut to scroll to the top. Does page up, if I just slam page up, will it go to the top? Regex looks very handy, adding to bookmarks, nice. Yeah, it's, I am like, I know what things are possible with regex, but I know almost not at all how to do any of them off the top of my head. So I'm always, anytime I'm writing regex, which is not very frequently, but anytime I am, I'm like constantly using one of those things. This looks fun. Whoops. Yeah, we got 2 matches. That is in embedded. And we got 1 that is not embedded, so we need that egg drop. Extra slash there. Hand wash timer 85. Copy this. Paste it. Delete that. Okay. Hand wash timer. Whoops. We go back to here. Starting to get the starting to get to the flow a little bit. Starting to get the kind of repetition. Hand wash timer. Can maybe do left hand? Right click, left hand. There we go. Okay, copy this one. Scrolling up is killing me. Page up. I think I use the mouse wheel way too much, to the point where like I'm like arthritising myself potentially, or just repetitive stressing my first knuckle. So I'm trying to like not use the mouse wheel when I can help it. I'm trying to find ways to do all of this without like minimizing the mouse wheel. I mean, not just this, but like life in general, honestly. Both my jobs, this, a lot of my hobbies are things on the computer. A lot of everything I do is on the computer. Joe is only there. We do have 3 matches. We got 1 there. Okay, so that's hand wash timer we need. Oops. Trying to, as I'm working through this process, I'm trying to like see which parts of it I can get by with without scrolling. Because I find like I'll sit there and scroll up, you know, if I scroll like 4 or 5 times or whatever, it doesn't, like in the moment, it doesn't do anything, but over the course of a day or a week or whatever, I'm actually kind of doing the same thing a lot, so. Gonna wear down my finger. That's no good, I need my fingers. Let's see here. Clue I Ching. Clue I Ching, I'm not sure what that, oh, is that the, no, I'm not sure what this one is, Clue I Ching. There was like a speaker hardware or something, some kind of like praying thing is the one I'm thinking of. This is not it though. Oh, back to here, we will mash page up, paste this. Break for reading. What does that mean? Use a clue to create a hexagram. You consult the I Ching. Chinese text. change. Okay. Possible the mouse wheel. Just possible the mouse wheel so much that it breaks. I've gone through multiple GP Logitech mice. Yeah. Yeah, the wheel itself, yeah, that would be another problem. My problem is my finger, though. My primary concern, I guess. The mouse, I'll buy a new one. In fact, I have a backup of this mouse somewhere. Because I dread it just breaking and me having to use a regular mouse. I do not know where the backup is. I recall buying an extra one. I might have traded out from the extra one, actually, though. Maybe it's time for a new backup. I did actually trade it out, like, earlier this year. We have show, and it is embedded, so it's only 101, so we're good there. Okay. What's up with the next one? Ching. We already got that changed. Close that. Let's go to Light Painter. We have our 3, 4, 5, 4, 5. Oh, 5 places in here. Most sample code doesn't bother calling show more than once, but some of it does. Occasionally. What's happened to the tunes? Loading. Oh, SOL on the music. It's an awful lot like music is just stuck and no longer wants to start. It's a bit of a bummer. Don't really want to like close all of my Chromes. It says if playback doesn't begin shortly, try restarting your device. Well, this will go for no musics for a while, I guess. Or I could link to my phone instead. I'll just go with no music for a while. Probably gonna wrap it up before too long here as well. Blue Light Painter. Let's check if we did need to do the learn guide. Oops, I don't need to be clicking this. We got this back here. Clue Light Painter. Click. Oh. Yep. Ooh. That's interesting. Blue light paint stick? What? Cancelled. Cancellation. Well, at this point, they don't want you to show up because you'll be in the way of somebody. And somebody will have to tell you and... Dang. Whoa. 3 more years.
Yeah. Even if they summon you, you're... Let's dance.
Sorry, slightly distracted. Where's None of these are embedded, which I guess is why. Oh, that's nice. I didn't notice the hackers poster the first time through. I guess this does not. Yeah, none of these are embedded. This is why we didn't find it. And then is almost certainly we will need to change it. But which doesn't have any. I don't know, those look like LEDs though, right? Is it on the, does it use the screen? I don't know how this works. Dot stars. What does it show? What did we show? Light painter. Okay, it has like a menu and stuff. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I was trying to figure out what the display would be for though. Like, at first I thought it was using the display as the light painting, but that I don't believe is the case anymore. You need dots. There must be a matrix or something. Let's see what, I guess we could start by actually, yeah, there we go. Okay, so it's not a matrix, it's a line. It's a, I should call it a strip, I guess, on a pole, and then you're going to swing this thing around, and it's going to do its thing. Okay, and then there's a good picture of what is our display, is basically like kind of configurations and stuff like that. So, but it does seem like we don't have any mention of show anywhere so far. Well, nope, that's not show the function though. I like this very serious JP in the middle of the screen circle. That's really funny to me. I like that. Okay. Magic show. Got nothing. Okay, yeah, no, I think there's no shows in here. So this is the... Seems like this is the project for it, but... does not seem like it actually links to its Learn Guide code, and it also does not seem like it ever calls .show. Where does the code come from, though? Oh. How does this work? CircuitPython.skip. This is from the bundle. Not the bundle, actually, the repo, Learn Guide repo. So did this thing do a bundle build? This elements download type zip. Okay, I am gonna add this one to the list actually, with the caveat being that probably what needs to be updated is this download, and realistically, it would probably be best to just go ahead and do the code embed from GitHub. That way we get the normal, what is normal today, which is the download project at the top left. And then you also get the code on this page. If not that, what we could do, I think, is just hijack that link and make that link be this button, which would then make it download the latest one at any given time, not just a specific zip. Is this actually just a specific zip? Oh. No, this is not. There's more trickiness here. Okay. I haven't used the learn author in a minute, or at least I guess I should say I didn't know this was possible. So on the button, it has button link to the GitHub page, and then it says zip this folder. So it is actually going to download the code. It is the bundle link. So that is going to update. So we do not need to change anything in it. It's going to update. Just has hard-coded ID in there. It doesn't show you necessarily what it's doing on this side. Okay. Metal detector. Got 3 of them in this one. I should probably double check that none does that. I'm like 99% sure that that is what we would want here, that it would behave the same as show none, but it's not 100%. Let me just plug in this funhouse, do it on there. So what I think that's going to do is basically make it so your display is just dark. It will be as if you didn't initialize the display, or really it'd be more like if you initialized the display but hadn't drawn anything to it. Like anything. Not even like the default CircuitPython serial console stuff, which gets drawn by default in CircuitPython. Yeah. That puts that to none. And then you can later show a different group. Let me close that. Okay, metal detector, we did our 3. We need to check here. Nope, here, metal detector. CircuitPy. Yep. Having that in the button like that does make it so the search doesn't come up. That was one thing we saw, is my search didn't find it. Include metal detector. Code. Show. It's embedded to me. Let's see. One of 6, though. That one's also embedded. And also is embedded. More than one file? We jumped backwards with that one. Okay, those are just all 6. And those are just 6 of them in the, all 6 in the embedded thing. Code. Oh, there's a second copy of the code here. Maybe there's only 3. Yeah, we found 3, so we know there's 3, but there's 6 here because it's embedded twice? Yeah, okay, so here's one embedded. So that would have 3 of them in there. And then there's another one up towards the top of the page. Right there, we're into it now. Bottom of it right there. That's the top of it right there. Okay. We have only embedded code. Yeah, nothing needs to change for metal detector. Metronome. My mortal enemy. Cannot stand metronomes. One. CircuitPython skip? Are we skipping this one, I wonder? Only one match, and that is the embedded code. Milk checker. What that does. Oh, you know what it is? I think it's a gas sensor. It can tell you if your milk is spoiled by the gas sensor reading. Yeah. Oh, but it is embedded, and that is 1 of 1. Nothing on that page, so we're good there. And I think I'm gonna call it there for now. So basically, I did everything through milk checker. And I think what I'm gonna do is just leave that, and then I'll also go ahead and commit. So that wasn't bad. How many did we do? Let's have a count. 20 files. We did 20 of them. Not quite a tenth. Oops. We're gonna create that, and then we're gonna use this one. Okay, I think I'm gonna call it there. Thanks for hanging out, folks. I hope that you get to feeling better and such, DJ Devin. I will be back on Saturday. Scott did say during the meeting he's around for Friday on Deep Dive, so check that out on Friday evening if you're interested. I'll be back in the normal time for me, which is Saturday morning, 10 a.m. Central. Yeah, have a good week, everybody. Thanks for hanging out again. I will see you later.